Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to break down why I believe Josh Hart is the missing piece to the puzzle to help this New York Knicks team make a push for the playoffs, and even when they get to the playoffs, make a push in the postseason. In 2 games with Josh Hart, the New York Knicks are on a little 2-game winning streak. You see Josh Hart's stats right here in his first 2 games as a Knick. I kind of want to give you guys my overall thoughts of what Josh Hart has been doing in these 2 games and how they have to continue that momentum heading into tonight's game against the Atlanta Hawks before the All-Star break. I'm really excited to break down this video, so if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, consider hitting that subscribe button if you're new to Knicks Media, and of course, please hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the content, and feel free to comment down below your thoughts of Josh Hart and your overall thoughts of the rotations and what you've seen from the New York Knicks in these last couple of games. With that being said, let's dive right into the video. So I also wanted to highlight the season stats for the Knicks top 3 scorers of Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and of course RJ Barrett on top of what Josh Hart's doing, because I think it's really intriguing to see what the Knicks are going to be doing for the rest of the season after the All-Star break, and of course tonight against the Atlanta Hawks in terms of the rotation, who's going to be on the floor in that 4th quarter, because the first 2 games of Josh Hart's career with the New York Knicks, he's been in the game for the entire 4th quarter. He did not have to finish the game last time against the Brooklyn Nets because we were beating them by a large margin where Tom Thibodeau could empty out the bench and he didn't have to finish it out. But in his debut, he played all 12 minutes in the 4th quarter against the Utah Jazz. So it's really obvious that Tom Thibodeau loves Josh Hart. And you heard Josh Hart talk to the media after his game against the Brooklyn Nets, and he said that he feels really comfortable with the Knicks right away because he's been given the green light. And he said over in Portland, he wasn't really given the green light to go out there and execute offensively. They didn't really call plays for him. They didn't give him dribble handoffs. They didn't give him the opportunity to make plays with the ball in his hands. And now in his first 2 games, he's like, wow, this is different. I've never been given an opportunity to make plays with the ball. And he said this is awesome. It's giving me more rhythm to hit those catch and shoot opportunities from downtown. It's giving him more opportunities to drive to the paint, make rim reads, and all those beautiful things. And it is kind of awesome that you rewind it from last year. We make a trade at the deadline for Cam Reddish, and it kind of felt like that was a front office move, and Tom Thibodeau was not on board. Well, this move feels like it's complete polar opposite. We traded that man who we traded for last year at Cam Reddish and a first rounder for Josh Hart, who is a Tom Thibodeau player. You heard Tom Thibodeau talk about it as well in the press conference after the game on Monday night, saying, oh yeah, I gave Josh Hart the green light, with a big time smile on Tom Thibodeau's face. And us as Knicks fans, we're not used to Tom Thibodeau smiling. So it really is beautiful to see that Tom Thibodeau found his guy, and this is the exact style of basketball player that Tom Thibodeau needs in order to make a push. A scrappy guy that fights for every single loose ball, gets every single rebound that he could possibly can, one of the best rebounders at his position at the 2 guard, and can hit the clutch shots, play really good defense, getting into the passing lanes to force turnovers, and being an unselfish player, not to mention his chemistry he already has with Jalen Brunson, and you can even say he has some chemistry back in the LA Lakers days with Julius Randle. So it is kind of awesome that we got someone at the trade deadline that fits Tom Thibodeau, because we need to make sure that the coach is happy, because last year didn't seem like he was happy with the Cam Reddish move. Kind of felt like it was the front office and it was kind of like a mess, and now we're seeing Tom Thibodeau happy. And I know a lot of people have some issues with Tom Thibodeau as a head coach, and I hear you guys, but it is a good sign that our head coach is utilizing Josh Hart, and Josh Hart looks like he's playing his best basketball of his career. I mean, I know it's only 2 games, and I know we cannot read too much into just 2 games of basketball, but he had a season high, the most points he scored all season long in his 2nd career game as a Knick. And even in his first game, he freaking filled the stat sheet up. 11 points, 7 boards, 4 dimes, 4 steals, 50% from the field, and +5 off the bench. That is what Josh Hart does. I'm not expecting him to put up 27 points a game or anything like that. He's not really that offensive threat, but he is showing that if you give him the chance to go out there and give him the green light, he can score the basketball at will, and that's really going to help out the bench unit with Immanuel Quickley. And that's really the focus of this video for me personally. I really wanted to talk to you guys and get your thoughts down below in the comments of your overall feel for Josh Hart, because I know some people are pounding the table, start Josh Hart, start Josh Hart, start him over Barrett, start him over Grimes. I kind of like him off the bench, because it's not about who starts the game, it's about who finishes the game. And the Knicks need to have a really good bench unit, and I feel like Josh Hart and Immanuel Quickley being those first 2 men off the bench really helps out the dynamic of the rotation with this New York Knicks team. And if you want to go over the season stats so far for our big three, we got Julius Randle, who's playing like a freaking all-star. He is an all-star. 24.7 points per game, career high with that. 10.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists. It just feels like Julius Randle has just been cruising this season, like absolutely, and to the point where us as Knicks fans have just accepted it. Like, yep, Julius Randle's back. Julius Randle's playing his best basketball. He is absolutely sensational to the point where he kind of feels like, you know, he's doing his thing every single game. But it also feels like Brunson's stealing the show, doesn't it? Especially after his 40-point performance against the Brooklyn Nets. Jalen Brunson is the best free agent acquisition the Knicks have had. And it's pretty wild. Both Brunson and Randle, the best free agent acquisitions the Knicks have ever had in a long, long time. Because if you look around this roster, it's all been built through the draft outside of Randle and Brunson being brought in the free agent market, and of course Josh Hart through the trade market, because we drafted RJ Barrett, developed him, we drafted Mitchell Robinson, we drafted Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, Deuce McBride. Everybody else throughout the roster has all been built through the draft, and that's how this Knicks team has got to where they're at today. They're in a really good position to make a push for the playoffs. They're currently in the 7th seed, I believe, but they are right behind the Miami Heat. They're right behind the Brooklyn Nets, and I really feel like the Knicks got to continue to get hot at the tonight. Hopefully they can beat the Atlanta Hawks, and then at the end of the season, I'm really hoping we can get into that top 6 seed and avoid the play-in tournament. RJ Barrett has definitely been not playing his best basketball in the last couple of games, but I really feel like if and when RJ Barrett gets back to his dominant ways like he was playing before he got injured, it's only going to elevate this team to another level, because we all know as Knicks fans that RJ Barrett's issue with his Knicks career in year number 4, it's been the same story. Inconsistency. He has a stretch of games where he looks like he's going to break out and be an all-star, and then he has a stretch of games where he looks like he shouldn't even be on the court because he just lost his confidence and he can't even buy a bucket, and his defense has completely took a step backwards. So the question for RJ Barrett in year number 4, he's still really young. How can he find that confidence in himself to find a regimen where he can be consistent every single game to impact the floor? If your shot's not falling, can you impact the game defensively? Can you crash the rebounds? Can you facilitate for others? Not to mention another really big important piece to this Knicks squad who hasn't been playing in a long time is Mitchell Robinson, and that man is coming back soon after the All-Star break. He should be clear for contact. I don't know when he's returning, but do not sleep on the return of Mitchell Robinson, because that man was the defensive anchor. He is the best offensive rebounder in the entire NBA. So when we get Mitchell Robinson back and we get fully healthy, this Knicks team I have a lot of confidence in for the rest of the season, especially with the way that Jalen Brunson's playing like a damn superstar the past couple of games. Julius Randle's playing like an all-star. Josh Hart is impacting the game everywhere. Emmanuel Quickley taking that big step in year number 3, that big-time defensive leap, as well as offensively off the bench. Quentin Grimes is continuing his development of that 3-and-D type of player. Jericho Sims is filling in for Mitchell Robinson as best as he can. I like what I'm seeing from Sims. Obi Toppin, he's not getting the minutes that some Obi fans want, but he's still, taking advantage of his opportunities. This Knicks team is fun. This Knicks team is a lot of fun to watch, and Knicks fans should be really excited because this is the best Knicks team we've had in a long time. I think we can all agree that this team is way better than what it was 2 years ago when we made the 4th seed. I can stand on that. Even if we're not the 4th seed this season, I believe that we are a better team and we're going to make a lot more noise in the playoffs this year than we did 2 years ago. At least I hope, right? So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, guys. I wanted to make a video about why I believe Josh Hart is the missing piece for the Knicks to continuing their success, making a run to the playoffs, and hopefully when they make the playoffs, they'll make a run in the postseason. So again, guys, comment down below your thoughts. Like the video if you guys enjoy, and let's go Knicks. Let's finish off with Josh Hart 3-0 heading into the All-Star break. Peace out, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day.